And here we go.
Okay.
All right. Hey, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening or good morning, depending on where you're watching from. Just going to double check and make sure that we are streaming, and we are. Okay, so hello to everybody in the group here today. My name is Tanya Gustafson. I'm a nutritionist and fitness coach. Fit Nutrition is my business. I have been coaching and living this lifestyle for about the last 15 years. And just the other day, I noticed in the group that one of our amazing participants here, who's also named Tanya,
Yes.
has been, she made an amazing post about just encouraging people that if you're a late starter, don't give up and to keep going, and that she had already lost 8 pounds. And so I just reached out to her today because I thought that you guys all might want to hear a little bit about her story, and we can tap into some of her words of wisdom that she has today. So Tanya, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome. It's good to be here, and I'm really enjoying the group. So I'm happy to share some of my experience and answer your questions that you have. And yeah, you know a lot about me, and you know what's important for people to understand. So
Right. Well, thanks so much for taking the time. So give us a little bit of a snapshot of you. So you're a mom. I know you have kids. Your kids are older and you work outside the home. So give us a little kind of synopsis of your busy, crazy life, because you're in a hotel room right now. If you guys
I
didn't notice
am.
that, she's in a hotel.
Yeah.
So
So I'm the director of operations over a few hotels in a small chain called My Place Hotel. And I do travel a little bit. So I will work remotely. Right now I'm in Moab, Utah, which is a beautiful place. It's where Arches National Park is, Canyons National Park. Beautiful place to visit if you like your outdoor activities. But I'll also travel down to St. George, Utah, which is down south, and then one that's locally to where I live, closer to Salt Lake City, Utah, and that's kind of my home base. When I do travel, it's always really difficult to stay away from eating out the whole time and to plan and eat in threes, and that's sometimes my excuses, but when I plan ahead, I'm good. Like this trip has been the first one I've had to be on since joining this group, and so far I've been totally great and fine. Just had a really great salad that I had picked up at the store like this morning when I planned out my day and I have my snacks. But anyway, enough about that. I also have 4 kids, only one or two at home, one still in high school and one first year of college. So lots of busy kid stuff. No grandkids yet, but that is a goal out there, and be able to
that'll
play with
come.
them
That'll come.
and play with them and have fun with them is a big part of a goal. Um, but yeah, I mean, the work home balance is a real thing. I enjoy work. I enjoy working with people as well as spending time with my family. But I'm actually kind of new to the hospitality industry. I've only been in this industry for about 3 years. And before that, I was actually in the fitness and kind of health industry. So I have background knowledge. It's kind of funny. I think I was always afraid to be the face of fitness and and industry, just because I've doubted myself so often. But I know that different programs work, and I know which ones don't work too. I definitely have that history of researching everything and seeing other people try different things too. So I know that this is, I mean, it makes sense when you really look at how it's put together. So
Yeah, it does. And I just want to touch back to what you said about, because this is important for people to hear too, that, we really want this to be a sustainable lifestyle so that you can eat anywhere, anytime, any situation. And you are the prime example of that, traveling here, there, and everywhere from your home base, and then still being able to stay on plan. And you said that you picked up something earlier at the store today. And so you just, and you also, we were talking about off camera about planning out your day. So just give the people a little bit of a snapshot of, when you thought before you didn't have time to do something, but then you took the time to do the planning. What happened?
yeah, so like this morning when I woke up, I knew I had my breakfast with me because here in our hotels we actually have like little mini kitchens and stuff, and I knew that we have like some blenders downstairs. So I did bring my protein. I brought some fresh fruits with me. I just knew that I needed some salads, and I know that where we're going out. Well, we actually went out to eat last night as hotel management. I took my management team out, and I knew exactly where I was going. I knew exactly what I was going to get. They have a shrimp salad at a place called oh, now I can't think of what it's called all of a sudden. It's right down the street. Anyway, they have a shrimp fajita salad, and it's mostly like shrimp and bell peppers and stuff. And I ask them how how it's sautéed and stuff. I'm like, can you saute it in light olive oil? It's a nice restaurant. And they're like, absolutely. I didn't add any dressing because just like that, it had enough moisture to it and stuff. But anyway, so this morning, I knew I needed a salad, and I was going to be kind of busy in the afternoon, and so my husband's actually here with me too. He's working on one of our employee houses. And so I picked up, honestly, the grocery store. I picked up bagged salad. I picked up some hard-boiled eggs for my protein, and made my own little Cobb salad type of thing, basically. And yeah, totally worked. The restaurant's called Dewey's, by the way. Okay,
Oh, there we
so
go.
I'm like,
Okay,
I have to
perfect.
remember this. But it's a small enough place that I know that I can ask for things to be cooked a certain way, and I've been there before and done the same thing. And this shrimp salad is freaking amazing, and I know it's totally PFC balanced. Had to share a little bit of it because it was just kind of too big, but
Yeah, and that's a
yeah,
point too, right? Like you can always get
go
the to-go
ahead.
container and
Hmm.
take the rest
Yep,
home, and then it can be for your snack the next day or something,
yep,
right? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it would have worked, but my husband took it for lunch today, so
Oh,
because he's like, I'm going to take that with me. I'm going to be further away, and so he was all about having that because he had a burger last night. So
okay. And I just want to interrupt you on the restaurants there
yeah.
because, if people are a little bit hesitant to go out or
Hmm.
to they get a little freaked out when it's time to go. If you just Google the ingredients or rather the menu before you go,
Hmm.
and then you can take a look and see what they offer. And like you said, oh, I asked them if they could do this, this, and this. And you can ask that in any restaurant.
You
Like,
can.
honestly, there are so many people that have, gluten allergies or certain intolerances for things, and they have to make allowances for that. And so you just look at what, PFCs they have on the menu. It doesn't matter how they're put together. And you can ask for what you need. And then when you get there, you're nice and comfortable because you're not surprised at taking a look at that thing. So, I mean, clearly you're familiar with the restaurant, so you knew what was on the menu,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you can make that. But if you're not familiar with a restaurant or you're in a strange city, just Google it first, and then you know what you're doing when you get there, right?
No, I think that's the scariest thing about being away from home. My first week in this whole group, my my boss was actually on a cruise the whole week, and so I worked from home the entire week, and I had my kitchen right there, and it felt so comforting to like not have to not have to plan ahead and stuff. So that was good for my first week. But I mean, so the timing of the group has just been perfect because now being in the third week, I'm like, okay, I'm in a familiar environment, know what questions to ask. And so that, yeah, it doesn't stress me out and throw me off plan. Um, in my mind, I'm constantly like, how big of a serving was that? Was it really 3 ounces or was it closer to 6 ounces or something like that? Just because I mean, as a kid, my mom took me to Weight Watchers at 12 years old, sadly
Oh,
enough. And so I had these horrible early memories of having to measure and count everything. So it always kind of comes back into my mind, like, was that too much? Is that going to totally throw me off? But I think that eating in threes, I've learned I can tell when I'm full faster. I'm full faster, and then I can tell like I had my clock telling me when it was every 3.5 hours, but now I'm starting to feel it too, because it's like I'm filling up with healthy things, obviously, and then as my body's burning, then I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get hungry. I look at my watch, I'm like, oh yeah, guess what? It's time to eat again. Sweet. I'm like, and having something planned is obviously makes it even more exciting instead of being like, oh crap, it's time to eat again. And I have had some days like that when I don't have my go-tos and I'm like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do? And I mean, I'm a natural person. I'll get anxiety, like I don't want to mess this up. I want to do something good. What is going to be my fastest go-to? And even
mhm.
here, knowing that um, I've got my shakes here that I can go to that and not be stressed out and then plan out the next one better if I didn't do well. Which like right now I had a great lunch, technically about 1 o'clock. I think my 4 o'clock, my 4:30 is going to be a shake again, just because my husband's still going to be working, and I know he wants to go for a later dinner. So I'm going to see what else I might take him out again, but see what other place that I feel comfortable going for my
Yeah.
last meal. So anyway,
Oh, that's awesome. I love the way that, you said that, okay, even if I get a little stressed out, okay, I know I've got my shake, and then I can plan better for next time.
yeah,
Right. And so that's the beauty of this approach, is just that it's every 3 hours. So every 3 hours you have a chance to do better.
yeah,
One meal doesn't change us good or bad.
mhm.
So if you happen to, quote unquote, blow it in your own mind, like you didn't really blow it anyway, because even
Yeah.
if you didn't get a perfect PFC3 together, you probably made a better choice than you would have before you started the program,
Oh, so much better.
you
And that
know?
actually
Yeah.
happened to me. Yeah, that happened to me. We had a birthday dinner that we had to go out to, and I didn't get to choose the place, and it was really crowded and busy, lots of people. And I still did well. I just ordered like a small chicken salad with dressing on the side that I just kind of picked my fork into and stuff. But my husband had like these amazing looking sweet potato fries that I've always loved. And I was like picking like a few of them, and I felt kind of bad about it after. I mean, it's not like I gained 3 pounds or I gained anything or felt like terrible, like physically. But I'm like, if I wasn't like thinking like in threes, and I wasn't like, I didn't deprive myself, but if I wasn't in this zone, I probably would have had about 30 of them. You know what I mean? Instead of three. Three, it made me happy. I did not guilt myself, and it didn't throw me off track. It didn't hurt me. Um, like I said, it's probably more sodium than I had had in 3 days, but
Probably.
in three fries. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I had three. I didn't have 30. So
Right. And that is important. I mean, moving
yeah,
forward, I mean, you don't really want to go off plan too much at the very beginning. We
yeah,
want to save
yeah,
that to get closer to your goals and then learn how to do that. But you made a really important comment here about not guilting myself, because
yeah,
we need to be able to eat like without guilt, stress, or tracking. Like we just that has to be a thing. Otherwise, it's not going to be sustainable for the
yeah.
long term.
I agree.
So I love that you're thinking that. And when, if you love the sweet potato fries, great. So when you do start to plan your off-plan meals, maybe
Mhm.
that's going to be one of the things you have. And then 3 hours later, you're back on plan, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
so the other thing you were talking about earlier off camera was your goals. And so you've got a short-term one, you kind of got a medium-term one, and then we gotta focus on what's happening later. So give us a little snapshot of that.
Yeah, my short term are basically just feeling good each day and um, losing some weight for a 2 week cruise to the Mediterranean I have in June. And like I said, I know that that's kind of more of a materialistic type of thing, but it's because I mean, I'm not going to be putting on a two-piece bathing suit. It's not my thing, and hanging out on the beach. That's not why I'm going. I want to be able to walk around the Vatican and the Louvre and all over the Colosseum and go all day long without getting exhausted. I want to have that energy. I want to enjoy that vacation and see these things that I've been dreaming of seeing my entire life. Walking up and down the streets of Venice, and we're going to be in Croatia and Turkey. We're going to be all over the place, and I every day is pretty packed so far from what I'm seeing, and I need that energy, and I need to be fit, and I need to be healthy. And I'm going to enjoy the food. I'm not going to indulge myself. I'm going to eat for that energy. And that's my goal is to continue to eat for energy. Long term, I mean, Tanya knows about this about myself. I had a knee replacement just over a year ago, and um, overuse of the joints, a lot of stress on the joints from being on my roller coaster of heavier and then lighter throughout my entire life. And, getting a knee replacement at 45 years old is not very common. Just
Yeah.
age myself truly, and I don't want to ever do that again. That is my long-term goal, is never to have to go through that again. It it turned out okay. Obviously,
Mhm.
I'm feeling okay. It was a good surgery. I recovered from it, but I hadn't lost the weight that I promised myself that I would lose, back when I got that surgery done. I told my surgeon, I know this is because I continue to be very active. I do run around over the place. I push myself even though I'm in pain. I've had a few things that have really like hurt, like sciatic, lower back, um, plantar fasciitis on and off for a couple years that have slowed me down. And these different bumps in my road have made my weight go up because I get depressed. I get angry at myself for being, for being unhealthy and not staying in shape. And then yeah, that roller coaster ride just plummets again. But I know that there's always those bumps in the road, but I need to not let them ground me and take so long to get over when I hit those bumps, because they should be a lot more temporary than they have been. And so yeah, long term, no more surgeries, no more. I mean, I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have prediabetes or anything, but those things run in my family. They always have. And I've seen a lot of family members, on medication for life or things like that. And that's another something I hadn't mentioned before. That's a goal, is to not allow myself to have those health issues because I didn't eat for my health. And it's crazy because I love healthy food. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, like right now, the hardest thing is healthy food can be kind of expensive, but then I had to remember, how much did a knee surgery cost? How much does it cost for a lot of therapy if I'm allowing myself just
Yeah.
to be in
That
a
can
hole?
be,
Like,
that can be
well,
really,
that's really expensive. So
yeah, really expensive.
yeah, just have to
Exactly.
just budget properly. And it's not like we're eating these huge meals that really should cost that much. I mean, if you buy in bulk, go to your Costco, Sam's Club, chop it all up, freeze it, this and this. I mean, it doesn't cost much if you're cooking it and you're putting it together, for sure. So yeah,
Right.
so that's another part of that. But those are the goals for sure.
Yeah. I love that, because those are really, I'm glad that we can distinguish between the short term and the long term goals for people, because a lot of times it is that short term that's the catalyst to get us moving.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there has to be some sort of why that's going to pull at us, that's really, meaningful deep in our soul for like the rest of our lives, kind of thing, that will keep us coming back. Because you're right, life's going to happen and we might, get off track a little bit. I kind of liken it to a journey, like you're heading on a road trip with your family, and you hit road construction on the way to Disneyland. You don't turn the car around and go home. Like they say detour is going to go, extra 5 miles. You just go the extra 5 miles.
Yeah.
And you just get there a little bit later. People are a little grumpier. It happens. It's the same thing with our health, right? I mean, our body's our vehicle that drives us through life. So if we just understand that sometimes there's going to be speed bumps, sometimes there's going to be, little detours, sometimes there's going to be full on road washouts that take a little longer to get through. But like you found out and you've just persevered, and I just love that. So your message is amazing, and you just look so vibrant and energetic. And you were talking about playing volleyball with your daughter. And so that is really cool that post knee replacement, you're losing weight, you can play volleyball with your daughter now, and you're heading to Europe to travel around and walk. And that is a trip of a lifetime. And so I'm just super excited for you.
Thank you. No, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. I am sleeping better. I all all in all, these changes have been good. I'm in the zone, like I told you. For me, I have to truly mentally be in the zone, and so that, yeah, if I start to veer away just a little bit, and I'm like, nope, back to those goals, back to those goals. It's this is not a short term 28-day for me. I love this jump start. I love that it's helped bring me to a group where I can get additional information, and just remember that there are a lot of people out there that are following a program that, like I said, I know it works. I know that it doesn't deprive me. I know that I can lose weight on it, and it just, if you're into science at all, it just makes sense. Like, if you're somebody that really studies, if you study things, it is sustainable because it makes true sense. And that's what I love about it. And I have to do things that financially and like just chemically make sense, because I don't want to just fill myself full of lots of pills that, I don't know who made all the time. And it's not how we eat. We need to eat. We need to eat food. And,
Yeah.
obviously supplements are things that help make all the proteins and everything work. And like I said, I like the science behind it too. So I've always had a little bit of a science brain, and
Yep.
that's one thing I like about this program for sure. So it's good.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time today. I think we'll wrap it up because otherwise we'll get too long. I mean, we could talk about this forever, but
We could.
we could, right? Anyway, thanks so much for joining in, Tanya, and good luck with all of your projects there. And enjoy dinner tonight. Post what you ordered tonight. That's a challenge. When you
Okay.
go out there
Okay.
tonight, post your
Yeah.
PFCs. We want to see it.
Okay.
All
I will
right.
post it. Thank
Perfect.
you.
Thank you. Have a great
All right.
day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.